but because I think there was that time where the bad name from that Airbnb stuff kind of started because there was a whole lot of careless. I'd put it down to the careless owners just renting, not giving a shit about how the building was going to be treated. But your service is like, that's why I'd love to see it in more buildings, because it takes away that.
We'd love to be in more buildings.
Yeah, for sure. It takes away that hassle, and you know that there's someone that's accountable for it and something that can deal with the problems.
24/7 customer service, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And look, that's part of the reason that I joined ASTRA, which is the Australian Short-Term Rental Association, soon to be the Australasian.
Oh, yeah.
They're going through a lot of regulatory change in Australia at the moment. It's a bit of a patchwork mishmash of different ideas, different states, different councils, and we can see that's coming to New Zealand. We had the APTR, whatever it is, in Auckland that was scrapped last year. I believe Auckland Council are still appealing that. Ideally, we would have a voice in what we think a regulation should look like that's fair to everyone across the board, and it should be countrywide, it shouldn't be council-wide, it shouldn't be revenue raising, it should be across the whole industry, and we want to be a part of that. But it also goes to what you're talking about in the multi-tenanted buildings, where you have a body corp and a building manager, and you have residents with certain opinions, is getting all those people on board that we're not renting it out for $100 a night and anyone can book it. This is what the process that we go through. This is what happens if anything goes wrong. We can meet with you regularly, like we do at Pacifica. We put in a report for the committee meeting every month. How many bookings we've had, all that sort of stuff. It's
very
part of that
transparent.
community, very transparent. And that's the way that I see it working in buildings going forward. And it doesn't have to be an exclusive arrangement. It can be a preferred supplier arrangement or something like that, where 3 strikes and you're out. Basically, if we recommend these top 3 professional property management companies, and then we're accountable. We're on KPIs. We're whatever. And if we mess up, we're out.
My opinion on that is that it's not going away. Like Airbnb is kind of embedded in the culture now, like Uber. It's like it's become a word. Like
they've had their challenges as well.
They do. Yes, I watched that show on TV.
It's good.
It's a bloody good show. Yeah. They may do an Airbnb version.
I'm sure.
But it's not going to go away, and I think we've got to adapt to it rather than just like constantly trying to squash it down. Yeah, and I think and that's where I'm a big fan of your service, because you guys have actually seen, or here are the perceived problems, and here's our solution to it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's all we want to do. We want the industry to thrive. We think it like you say, it's not going away. But there's certain ways to do it to make it better for everyone, and we don't want to be an issue. I've recently moved to an apartment building. Haven't lived in an apartment for 20 years, and I now understand, what that invasion of privacy can look like, and we don't want that for anyone, which is why we have things like the noise monitors in the apartments that alert us if it's over 70 decibels for more than 5 minutes. We put that in the communication with the guest. Again, if there's someone that's potentially dodgy, want to have a party or something, then as soon as they see that, they're like,
yeah.